It's a simple brick fix, right? No.
It's not getting any better. It's just getting worse.
It's falling apart. It's deteriorating.
Things just start to back up and build up.
And then come Mother Nature with carpenter ants, mice.
There's kind of a breaking point where you say, I can't do anymore. In the time allotted, I can't do anymore.
I'm surprised it's not growing fur.
10 years, and I think we need to start living in this house.
The bricks? That's nothing. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, baby. But if you're going to do it right the first time. Let's get rid of it. How do you do this to a family? Look at the nest. They got a nest in them. Unbelievable. On the money. 2, 3.
My hero!
Perfect.
Thank you, guys.
You like it?
Oh, do I ever?
In 1996, I was in an accident. It was January, I think, 96. And yeah, my back was pretty shot after that.
The insurance company, when he first got hurt, was measuring the house for wheelchair ramps, so we knew we had to move into a bungalow.
Val and Dave, they bought this house around 10 years ago. It's on a 1-acre lot, really nice, bungalow. I love bungalows. I mean, talk about environmentally friendly, energy efficient. You can't get a better home than a bungalow.
We got a home inspector, and he did the home inspection, and he told us everything was fine. He took our check, and he was very happy with that.
Val?
How are you?
Dave, nice to see you again.
Nice.
Well, come on out. Let's take a look at this brick.
When we first came and looked at the house, it was, I guess it was March or snow, okay? So we didn't see the bottom rows of brick.
Brick. What's the problem? It's falling apart. It's deteriorating.
After the deal went through, we started seeing the brick kind of flaking.
And it's falling apart, literally. Like, you're vertical everywhere here.
Every winter since then, I guess because of snow against it, water being absorbed by these poor bricks, more flakes off until you see the holes.
That's not good. Not when I can take my finger and do that. I've seen this before where bricks have fallen apart due to weather, and mainly because moisture's getting in the brick. We are cold here in the winter. It freezes, boom. What happens when it freezes? It expands. You were going to put in new windows, is that correct?
Yes,
Well, I'm glad you waited because obviously you got to do the brick first. They wanted to get new windows in the front. They can't do that because of the brick. So they put spray foam everywhere, trying to seal to stop any moisture from coming in. But, you know, looking at it, there's other problems. I see condensation on the glass, surface mold. Notice all the cells, eh?
Yeah.
See, I hate this. I absolutely hate seeing bricks vertically on the side. It's allowed. The problem is that the water will penetrate the mortar much faster than it'll penetrate the brick.
I thought it was funny at the time with brick sills, but I don't know anything about that.
Once the water gets in behind it, it starts to freeze. I hope we have no mold in behind your walls, but we're gonna have to do an inspection there.
We thought we were doing right. We repaired the brick in the front bay windows with the brick we found in the garage, but of course that was the brick the house was built with in the first place.
Most people will want to do that. They're gonna want to obviously use the same brick, but in this case, I don't think the brick is any good, to be honest with you.
And we repaired a couple of courses of brick around the side of the house, but then again, that was the brick that came with the house.
So when did you have this fixed?
Probably 6 years ago. We thought the moisture problem was the roof, so he went up to take a look at the roof and pushed the chimney over.
He gets up on the roof, leans on it, and the whole chimney comes down.
It came right down here, so then we decided...
He pushed the chimney over.
Yeah, he didn't have to have a construction crew to come and take that chimney down. It just came down right here.
Maybe save some time and money on taking it down, but it shows something's wrong with the brick. Well, the brick he used is not so bad. You can tell that the existing brick has continued to deteriorate. Normally, I'm used to seeing it near the ground, near the foundation where snow will sit and it'll really absorb and freeze it, but we're seeing that on a higher basis. So that tells me that we've got all kinds of water coming from the top, getting in there, freezing and blowing out the brick. We can see the cracks in your top capping, the precast. Yeah, that chimney definitely needs to be looked at. It's even bowed. We get it all together, we'll fix this, we'll make it right. Now look what's happening on the inside as to why you're having so much moisture issues. Obviously, we're having a problem with airflow. Can I help you in any which way with moving things out of your house? My biggest concern so far walking around your house, as I see, is the two front windows especially that seems to be taking in the most amount of moisture. I'd like to go inside and take a look from the inside to see if I see any interior damage.
Okay.
Oh, here we are.
Here we are, guys.
When I first walked in the front door, I took a step, I looked around. First words out of my mouth were, "Are you moving?" Because I thought you were moving. Because there's a lot of stuff everywhere and it looks like it's not staying. Wow, you're really full.
Yeah, that's all the leftovers from my dad's place. And when we moved after David had had the car accident with a broken back, he was unable to lift, unable to do anything for several years. In fact, for probably about 5 years, he even had somebody mow the lawn. He couldn't even mow the lawn. So everything just got backed up. I worked 5 days a week, come home every night. We'd get home around 7:30 or 8, and there wasn't time to do anything. There was just literally no time. And things start to back up and build up. And then when my parents passed away just recently, all their furniture came in here too.
My mother passed away, and all her stuff was in here too.
From the accident, things got backed up, and to just come through that and accomplish anything just took years to get back on our feet. And we're still backed up.
I don't think that this family has thrown anything out other than food waste in many, many years. That's okay, I think. But that's covered up all the registers. It's stopped the airflow, and I don't think it's very healthy living.
10 years, and I think we need to start living in this house.
All right, we have a rabbit living at the front of the house.
The kids fell in love with him when they used to swim back in primary school. So he's been here for years.
I do see moisture buildup around your window. Now, I don't know if that's the rabbit in the corner there.
That's the rabbit that ate the wall in the corner.
Maybe he's finding something wet and enjoyable, which is probably not good.
It's probably true. He probably did smell the moisture and said, oh, let's go for that.
We do see the surface mold has come into your curtains as well. Do you ever open these curtains?
No, I do not.
I knew something was wrong coming up to the house when I could see the condensation in the windows. And right away, I'm thinking heating, air movement.
Yes.
Where's your furnace room?
Furnace room is through the back.
In the back here.
Okay. Well, we're going to have problems getting in there. Come on back upstairs.
The gentleman who was selling the house requested a 2-day notice for viewing each and every time we came in. And I asked the real estate agent about it, and there was no problem. No, it's just that he works and his wife works, and they just needed a couple of days. Okay, that's fine. But what I realized had come from that was the fact that the furnace wasn't working, the heat pump wasn't working, and the sump pump wasn't working. So they had to heat the entire house with the fireplace behind us here, which scares me to the root now.
Have you used your fireplace?
Never.
Been here 10 years and never used it because we got frightened because somebody came to clean it.
The guy went up on the ladder, he looked down the chimney, and he said, I can't clean this, and by the way, don't use it.
So a little guy who wants only $40 to clean my chimney tells me not to use it because he thinks it's too scary. I'm thinking maybe I won't use it because it's too scary.
I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna bring in a brick specialist, we're gonna take apart your chimney. I would assume you have a lot of moisture coming down your chimney?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take apart the brick that's bad all over this house.
The first part is just getting the outside sealed and the windows sealed, and then every other thing can be started.
I'm going to start looking throughout your house to find out why we have bad airflow in here. So I'm gonna see what's wrong with your house and what I can do to fix it. I need you to help me move things. So I'm going to work on the inside as much as I am the outside. And the inside is hopefully changing their lives.
We've got the incentive now. We've decided that
You have to have a kickstart somewhere.
this is it. This was the kickstart that probably we needed.
You know?
They want these windows replaced, and you know what? At this point, I think these windows have to be replaced. We have so much moisture that's come back up. Like this window's half decent, but it's just, let's replace the frickin' windows. Let's drop the brick on both bays right to the bottom. And anywhere else that we have brick repairs, we'll repair that. And anywhere the windows are, I'd like to pull it out and do precast. Are we in agreement?
Yes.
Yeah.
Insulation doesn't belong here.
He added insulation after the fact, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be on the other side. And he put up some plastic just in the area that I guess he replaced. Look at the drapes. Look at the freaking drapes.
Get it all out. Yeah, exactly.
So far, so good. I noticed you brought a book.
Yes.
And I'm really curious about this because it isn't just the point that the brick may be a bad batch. It isn't just the point of weather and freezing. There's actually a reason it's not working. It was installed wrong.
Yes.
This is the best way of doing it here,
Yes.
John. Concave.
Mortar joint.
And this one here, this is actually what's here.
What's
and it
here.
says very poor.
Yes.
And that's exactly the way this is?
Yes.
This is raking. This is when you pull the mortar back. It's not flush with the brick, it's raked back. This is the way they do it. It's the Bible.
Yes.
Why would they do it this way? They don't know?
They don't know.
How many times I've seen brick as a sill, why are they getting away with this?
Cosmetics. Somebody's idea that this was attractive when this was done in the late 70s, 80s.
But point being is in the book it says don't do it, right? That's 15 degrees.
15 degrees, yes.
And that's precast, that's not a
Yes.
roll of brick.
Yes.
Let's take it down. Tail, Lori, how the hell are you?
Good.
Thanks for coming in. We have a little bit of shrubbery to remove. I want to talk about the trees that are close to the house. My question is, do we pull this?
Yes.
You say yes?
Yes.
It's actually a juniper. See, the problem with these is people buy these when they're nice little ones in a pot and they stick it in the garden and it looks nice and cute, but they don't realize that these trees will grow up to 25 feet tall.
Exactly where I wanted it. Kid stuff. Pulls it out like butter.
Look at that root and all the little roots that are growing off of it. They'll grow right into whatever brick they can find. You can see it go in behind the window. It's looking for a place where there's water. There's probably a lot of moisture in there. It throws roots where it likes.
She will need to address her raspberries. I will be taking them down so the boys can work easier. I am going to cut them down to the ground, but I'm going to suggest that she moves them to a full sun location. A fruiting shrub needs full sun, not part sun, and because the house is here, you know that it does get some shade.
Did you go up and look at this already?
I did.
And?
Up on top, there is a number of cracks on the cement crown. There is a full stainless steel liner.
I don't know what we can do with it other than take it out. Would you use it?
No. Because of the rust, and also it's aged.
It's aged.
It's similar to a vehicle. After 10 years, 15 years, sometimes it just needs to be replaced.
There's water in there.
Yes, it's just because of the cement cap. There's cracks in there, and the water has gone through the cracks around the liner, and it's come right down into the insert. The cobwebs are a direct result of the moisture. Spiders love moisture.
I'd love to lower that chimney. Is there any way to do this?
If you're putting in wood or if you're putting in a gas insert, they say you're supposed to put it into a code-conforming fireplace.
Okay. How high do we have to be?
2 feet above the peak.
The peak, so the very highest point of the roof?
Correct.
Do me a favor, keep looking. Let me know what you think, and more than likely, we're gonna pull it out.
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. What we'll have to do is put in a new insert. The reason being is because the insert is rusted. It's a little bit aged, as well as we're going to be putting in a new insert in stainless steel liner. And out front, we're going to be putting in a hearth extension.
If I can't get you through your house, I can't find out what's wrong with your house.
Exactly. I've now been able to cut the memories since the 80s. I gotta make my own memories. It's time to go on.
Okay, you have stuff everywhere. I need you to help me move things.
Piano. How do you like that, eh? We have found 1909 first-year cover stamps and things. I mean, this is unbelievable. These are all the things that are going to go to the children in the Philippines. These are rollers for painting. These pieces, which were to make hats, I made hats for kids for several years, and it's all wound up, so they can't even get it out yet. That's brand new, so it's just a matter of throwing it out like that. Things that aren't precious, they can only be precious as long as you have someplace to put them. They're not precious anymore if you can't put them anywhere. The dog shelter. Blankets in this bin will all go to them. Dogs use toys. So I'll fill this bag with the stuff to take to the shelter. T-shirts go in the garbage. T-shirts are T-shirts. They can all go. Put it under a tarp. I don't want to see it. Yeah. Pick it up, throw it in the dumpster. It's fine.
Plastic should be sticking out of the block, at least a 1/4 inch out, so any water wants to come out, it has a way to get out through the weeping holes. There is some dampness here, see it? We got a hole here at the bottom of the wood that goes right through.
I expected way worse than this.
Actually, we got lucky. Like 6 months, a year from now, I think we would have been in bad shape here.
The plastic's there, but because of that one hole right there,
Yep.
the water went in like crazy, penetrated, hit the corner all the way down, and then come Mother Nature with carpenter ants, mice. Better than I expected. That's a good sign, but it is moldy, so we gotta lose it.
Oh, I've never seen that before. 15 years doing this and never seen that. Surprise! Oh boy, it's all hollow here.
Because what they have a cinder block on the inside, so the foundation wall on the inside is actually straight. There's not a bow that you would see on the inside. So structurally, I should see a cantilever. It doesn't mean there is. Because they actually crippled it up off the cinder block, maybe it was acceptable. This is a freaking cold zone, and all you're doing, this is all insulated. Here's your floor, here's your basement underneath. Why is it so cold in this neighborhood? I need to see if it's cantilevered. It's clear, I can walk down here. I couldn't even get in this room before. The furnace is working. I can finally see it. There's a HEPA filter over a grate filter. Great humidifier. Why do they want to replace the furnace? The heating's working great today. It's gotta be the cleanup. Gotta be. Amazing what happens when you allow air to move. Here's one of the bay windows out front. So they doubled up with the floor joists coming across, and then they cantilever out, and that's what carries the load. So that's a really good sign. That's the better way of doing it. Even today, we don't do that, as much as I do it. It's just minimum code says you don't have to. You can actually just build it right out and allow your window, because the way they structure it, it won't fall down, but they do. I can't believe the structure, 2x6. And obviously a load-bearing wall. Look at this. This is a mother load. Like, this just structurally holds everything. 2x10. Great build. Just pick up the roll bricks, right?
Yeah.
Smart tools. Let me guess, designed by the Masons. By the time you actually line them up and then pick them up, I could be doing this.
Corners? Yeah.
We removed the brick. We had a lot of brick problem, obviously. You can see it on the chimney here. And we brought in brick specialists, and they explained this is more concave. This is why this brick is okay. He says the concave is fine, and when they do the straight in a lot of the places, what happens is the water gets in there and it starts to penetrate the brick a lot easier. Rather than letting it out, it's letting it in. And then I also brought a tail and we pulled out trees. Like you can even see this window.
Oh, okay.
So we've opened it up. We had another window guy obviously install a window, did it all wrong. She's using towels as a curtain simply because when it rains, it pours in there.
It pours that much?
She says it pours. All the signs show it that it's gotten in and just rotted it all. So much mice, and not just mice, look at ants galore were in here. So carpenter ants, like everything's lived in here because it's had all the food groups. Oh my God. Oh, now you're gonna find, look at, eggs galore in that. Probably the carpenter ant eggs.
So they would have came back every year.
You can see it's just turned to dust, eh? Powder, that's just from them just chewing through it, and they'll use that probably as insulation. Isn't that unbelievable?
Well, they seem to like pets here. Maybe they planted them. Maybe they'll keep them.
Yeah. Just pull that front piece off. All right. Don't touch the 2x4s or anything else. Insulation out, re-insulate, get a new front end. You know why I want that insulation out? We want to check to make sure that all the floor joists are fine, and also the critters that are living in it, let's get rid of them. The bugs, everything. They didn't have to, but they did cantilever the other two. This one is not. They've till nailed in. They're still over structure, and logically, that's what's holding it all. Since that is right on the top plate, and if you notice, the sheeting's out over top of it. That's what's saving us at this point. That means that we actually can pull this wood off, clean it all up, insulate it, redo the front. So we're gonna have to cut off any nails that are in the ledger plate on the inside and bring out our wood so it's perfectly in line with the upper.
The drip is here for underneath, so when the water travels, it drips right off, completely off the brickwork. It doesn't touch the brickwork underneath the window. It has to be leveled across and sloped down this way, as close as possible to 15 degrees.
I mean, this is wood. This is wood. Look what happens to wood when it gets wet. It falls apart. I just keep fixing crap after crap. Well, you know what? I might as well bring you out now and let you know what I see because I'm getting ready to close it up. You got rather lucky here. I actually expected more. We did find some mold. We've been scraping. We're gonna have to repair your plastic, re-insulate, re-sheet it, get ready for the new brick. The water's caused a lot of damage here. We're gonna solve it. Once this is solved, we're gonna pull your windows and we're gonna go new windows. Your main hole there that you tried to spray foam was the #1 culprit for getting water directly in, which hit that area big time. So we're gonna have to replace a lot of the studding, some of the top plates of the 2x4 at this point here. And we've already pulled off some of the beams and we've got to double up again. Let's take a look at the sills. They're not done, but we pulled off the old brick and John and his guys have made sure to put up a couple of new ones. And this is what I want to see. Once the mortar's completely dry in the center, I will scrape that back and I will put up a proper caulking so water cannot penetrate at that point, and I'll re-caulk the bottom of the window. You have noticed that I brought in a tractor and I got on the chainsaw and we cut these trees down. And lo and behold, you had a big window there. Well, this was the one that had not too bad a brickwork under it, right? But I'm looking at the top flashing and I'm hearing you saying when it rains, it pours inside.
Yeah.
We had to pull out all the joists in this area and I've got to restructure this whole thing and then close it back in. We're gonna reshape your actual chimney and not have it so bulk. I think what we're gonna do, well, we don't. We only need the center one. It was made big to look big, maybe just to be big. I don't know, but we're gonna actually tear it up into one.
Oh, nice.
And that's the one that's gonna be yours, okay?
Oh, beautiful.
We're gonna take a look at your heating system. So far, it seems to be really good, and it looks like you have done one hell of a lot of cleaning in here. Okay, but I wanna offer some assistance. Okay, so it's totally up to you. And I think sometimes when we get so close to what's in the house, we don't want to get rid of it. So here's my offer. I want to bring in all my people, all my bins. I want to put on gloves and everything, and I want to go through everything in the basement. And we're going to do it one day.
Okay.
We can just get it under the wheel just a bit, eh?
Anything, holy cow. Anything that is in a bin, take it out, dump it. Anything that's on a table, such as this table, do not touch this one bin. We are searching for 2 items. One would be Time Life magazines, obviously old, that are wrapped still in its own cellophane. 2, we are looking for a knife set, a silverware set. Let's just start it. Let's create an inside crew, an outside crew, a chain link. It's cold outside, it's raining. Gotta love the rain. It's more supposed to be snow.
Give up.
Okay.
Tennis racket.
I was fishing around for the silverware set.
Star Wars, the collectibles.
Katie, I caught something.
Where's Lundy? I got a sheep for him.
Oh, sweet. My first sheep.
Look, I found Damon's underwear.
I know what we're doing for lunch. As time goes on. I'm a drummer, not a piano guy.
Pink jogging pants. And the worst part, elastic at the ankle. It's your color. No.
I get for a fishing rod. I'll go with my fishing net. A lot of books, a lot of kids stuff. Honestly, I'm looking for these magazines, the Time Life wrapped magazines and the silverware. I have to say, I feel good about this. At this moment, I'm feeling a little dirty, but I feel good about it. Oh.
I found something for you.
The funny part is, this was the small room. That's not a hammer.
This one?
No,
Oh, that one.
that's a hammer. There's a switch here. The ones that are taped off, one switch will turn the light downstairs and very oddly will blow the bulb. This switch, Val's claiming that when they turn it on, it actually gets hot around the wall. Now that's really weird.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 pot lights, and they are 50 watts each.
Ooh.
See, these dimmers are only rated for 500 watts. And when you gang them the way they are, the rating on it goes down.
So what do you do about that?
You can get an extension ring that would allow the heat to dissipate better.
Or change the switch?
Or change the switch back to a regular switch. Or split up the lighting, because you clearly have gone over on the wattage.
Okay, that one's simple. Now, why would the light bulb blow downstairs when you turn on the light?
That could be about 2 things. I'd need to check it. It could be that there's a loose neutral or a loose hot line. It could be arcing happening.
More than likely, the actual socket of the light itself is like finished.
Could be.
But wouldn't that short it?
No, if there's only arcing happening, what's happening is that the arcing will cause the temperature in the lamp to get too hot and cool right back down. So the arcing in the lamp itself is going to cause it to blow.
This might be an easy one for you.
For a change?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that at the end of the
holding
job.
your breath, I know.
Yeah, you just cursed me.
Yeah, I'm gonna break in the rain today. This should be fine, as long as we're under the tarps.
You know what? This looks really good. This one's almost done. Proper drainage at the bottom. We call those weeping lines. He's gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 on this side, 2 in the front, 1 on the other. Sills, nice angle out. We will scrape this later and caulk it, but that's the proper way concave. There's no way it can get trapped on the brick. If it gets wet, it drips down.
Well, we're setting up some scaffold for these guys in the pouring rain. We got to tarp this. I mean, it's supposed to really drop. In order for them to lay these bricks, it's got to be warm out here. So we'll just tarp it, get the scaffold up, tarp off it right to the roof, and give them a little bit more of a comfortable place to work out of the rain.
The chimney was a fake. So what we did is we brought it up so we could have enough slope behind the roof and put the stone in. And we're using the actual chimney tapered in. And tooling the chimney with a steel joiner to give us the concave mortar joint. You always brush up and down. It fills all the crevices in. And we get the corners. Nice. When we brought the U-caps out, we cut them precise to about 2 inches on overhangs on each side of the chimney.
Thanks for coming in, Gare. I might as well just tell you about a few things here. The homeowners been in the house, I think it's 10 or more years. They put in an air wash system. They put in a better humidifying system, which I really love. This is a good one. So they were saying cleaner air. However, we still got a mega amount of condensation on the glass. We're replacing the windows up front, and I know you can give me the answers. Is it possible to over-humidify your home?
Yeah.
It is.
They got it wired into a transformer. So this transformer is powered all the time. They got this jacked up to 50%. Because there's constant power going through this, it's a constant call for humidity.
She says the heat pump kicks out, usually in the freezing part of the winter, which kind of...
That does make sense. What happens is the heat pump has a certain temperature where it's gonna set point to. And what'll happen is when you get those frigid days out, the heat pump can't keep up. It won't heat the house. So basically the electric heat is used as emergency heat. The heat pump is the primary, the emergency heat is the secondary.
I thought it was because there was so much stuff in the house, they covered up all the registers.
Okay.
But now that we've cleared it out, I see condensation on the front
All
windows.
the returns are open, none of the return grills are blocked or anything?
Look.
Look? Okay. We'll take a look at everything and go from there.
£325 at your service.
Yes. What we have here is a wood burning insert. And what we're hooking it up to is a full stainless steel insulated liner.
Up, Jeff.
Approximately 82% efficient. When you have fire, it emits smoke. However, what this does, when you close the bypass damper, it reburns the smoke before going up the chimney. You go outside, take a look at the chimney, you won't even see any smoke coming out. All you'll see is heat vapor. That's because the system is so clean burning.
You look like, who are you gonna call? I'm pulling the nails from the back side of the trim so I don't damage the front, because we're gonna put the baseboard back in. And because they're only finishing nails, we can pull them right through the back and not damage the front at all. Tricks of the trade. This product allows the concrete and or brick to absolutely breathe, but not allow water to penetrate.
Exactly.
Look at that.
It's a totally breathable sealer.
How come we don't do this all the time? So look at it, it absorbed right away. Right away it pulled into the block.
You don't see the same beating that you see
on the other side.
This surface.
Look at that. So anyone can actually do this. Just go buy your Ghostbuster outfit and...
It's completely environmentally friendly. There's no real concern of killing adjacent plants and that sort of thing.
I noticed you not only brought the lights that we're going to install here, that you also brought in a crap load of switches, plugs, etc.
Well, we've got to open them up anyway to test each line. So while we're opening them, we're going to upgrade them to the new Decora style.
That's why I love you, man. You don't just do it right, you do it extra right.
Once we've got everything open, it's just a matter of replacing things as I go.
Birds, you may want to be putting on a coat soon. Yep. Yeah, because when those windows go up, well, by the end of the day, we'll have the fireplace in, sitting there with marshmallows and a beer.
Sounds good.
Okay. It is mold. How's this caused?
Condensation.
Condensation. So we see right now there's water. You can see that right on the inside of the glass. It's wet. And why is it wet?
Because cold meaning warm.
That's correct. The problem is we don't have proper airflow in this house. We're bringing in the bros to take a look. And we actually, once we cleaned up the whole place, we realized that that had a lot to do with it. But now that I'm still seeing the condensation in the glass, the mold, imagine what they're breathing in every day. I need you to take the trim off as gentle as you can, because I'd love to be able to put it back up again, or at least see if we can.
See what I can do?
Yes, and just try not to get that mold up in the air. But please put a mask on.
Okay.
Wood windows. I love wood windows, I really do, but they need maintenance. That means keep the paint up, watch the caulking. What happened? We had a big hole in the window outside. We knew we had to restructure the hole outside. We knew we had surface mold on the inside of the window. So we removed the trim, and what do I see? A hell of a lot more than I want to. Here, look at this. The vapor barrier has actually stopped most of the penetration of the water coming in. We can see that the drywall's not too bad here, a little bit in the corner, but the wood is the problem. And that's a big problem, because that means structure. The majority of the damage was on the outside, but because of that hole that was in the corner, it allowed the water to get in on the inside and rot the wood. I have Brent here to install the windows. So as he pulls out the window, I'll wait for him on that one, pull this out, quickly pull this apart, put in a new top plate, if that's all we have to do, because that one stud appears to be fine. I may just have to put in a new top plate. But it's not just the top plate, is it? It's the drywall, it's the vapor barrier. Put it all back again, put the window in, retrim it, plaster it, prime it, paint it. From a simple window replacement to a lot more work due to not enough maintenance on your windows. Bad sign, people. We do have the mold. This is not a ton of mold. Up to about 10 square feet is the rule. More than that, you're gonna wanna call in a mold removal company. Maintenance, key issue. Your windows have a problem? Replace them, fix them, one way or the other. Don't let it get worse. Think about your vehicle as you're driving it. Oh, Jesus, burning off a lot of smoke. Well, why? Remember, this is paper, organic. Mold loves paper. It's the steak. It's the food they need. The two food groups, moisture, inside and out, paper. I could barely get my Sawzall blade in there. It's so tight. If you notice, we have a difference in height from this window to the other window. They used a 2x4 build down, so I don't know what they did differently here. Because the hole was at the bottom of the window right here, it allowed that moisture to get in and really rot the corners. You know, had they have wrapped this with plastic in the first place, it probably wouldn't have this problem. I wouldn't be cutting it out. Contaminated, no good. We've got a Typar on the outside, which is breathable, what we want. It stops the rain from penetrating. We'll take that plastic, wrap it up over top of here. We'll do the tuck tape here, and that plastic will now protect the wood. The window goes in, spray foam. My knees are getting old. Beauty. Judging by the lines, we're somewhat centered, so we're gonna pop inside, shim it, square it, plumb it, and secure it. Done. Just foaming the excess gap of the concrete that we removed to give it a little extra insulation prior to putting our finished strip of aluminum capping on the perimeter of the window. So this helps in the structure of the window as well as insulating it. do the bevel down, so we'll just get a beveled cut on the inside, and then I'll mark the 45. Well, it's the last day. We are, as usual, running against the clock. It just doesn't stop. I mean, everything was going wonderful until yesterday, where we pulled off the trim of the windows and we found mold. We didn't anticipate drywall. We got the fireplace in, the bricks done. You know, the windows are being finished on the outside. Steve is out back. He's doing the flashing over top of that window while Brent and his other guys are doing these windows. Now we got a little bit of plastering, a little bit of drywall, window dressing we call it. No sweat. All right, go get him. The chimney. Wow. Huge difference. Robert and all his brick guys, they took it all apart, and I like the way they changed the angle of it. And that chimney liner, stainless steel, and it's a thermal liner. Okay, that means it is insulated with a ceramic blanket. Serves as many purposes, which I'll get into on the inside of the house. Out in this area, we were very somewhat happy with it until we got to this area. We've taken it all down, restructured the whole inside, installed 2 new windows. There was no way that I was going to leave those 2 front windows in. You don't go through all that work and leave in 2 pieces of crap, not to mention they're completely rotted out. New precast sills, totally proper. Look at the flashing on that.
That is gorgeous.
Now that's proper, isn't it? Yes. Look how clean it is.
Right.
I think it did make a change, those 2 windows, because even from the inside, when I was looking at it after we trimmed it all, it looked really good. We also sprayed all the bricks around your house with a great product, and what it does is it seals the brick, allows it to breathe, but does not allow water to penetrate. So this will really help you in the future to stop deterioration of the older brick. More the reason you should really look at your own home and do your best to maintain it, because from a simple, really $20,000 brick repair to what we've done, right up to $50,000 worth of work, that's an awful lot of work that could have been saved if you maintain it. Lights. I had Frank and his guys come in, and not only did we address all your switches that had heat problems due to, I don't know who installed them, but they didn't know what they were doing. We brought in some new lights in this area and also new lights downstairs. I brought in Gary from Northwood, and he looked at the furnace, and the first thing he said is your humidity, the humidistat's way up. Turned it down, and all of a sudden, it's not as humid. I believe the inside air of the house was worse than the brick on the outside, and what I'm trying to say is for the family, that air was so polluted. The mold spores that are through the air, the animals that are just living in the hallway at the front door. It's clean, isn't it? I must say you did one hell of a job. I must say. Well, let's look at the other item in the living room. Vince and his son, 2 wicked guys who truly know what they're doing, and they installed this high-efficiency wood-burning stove. Probably the most efficient fireplace on the market when it comes to burning wood. This is actually like a catalytic converter of your car, burning the exhaust to make it environmentally friendly, which worked. It made a hell of a difference on our planet. But what this does is burns off that smoke going up there, so when you turn that on, you look up on that chimney and there's no smoke coming out. There's vapors, but no smoke. That is efficient. Medium fan, which blows it out across here. Once you're ready for bed, load it up. This thing will burn for 20 hours. Once you go down to low fan, and it'll heat your whole house. I know one thing. I want one of those fireplaces at my house. Do you like it?
I love it.
I love it.
You notice they added a ceramic, we'll call it a blanket, but it's a protection pad because you have carpet. They put it in front, which brings this fireplace right up to code. It's always a happy day at the end. It always is. I think for me personally, this was not only a change of what happened in the home, but what happened in their lives. It took a lot of stuff out of that house. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I don't want to knock these people because they're truly good people. I think life has a way of making things happen. Maybe you start to get used to a cycle, and all of a sudden, you know, it just gets overwhelming.
That was a good incentive for us.
And we want to now get the floors finished down there and get rid of the old carpet. Just things that we had planned to do a roof and a chimney and a eaves trough ago. And so now it's time to do it.
Sometimes I love my job. I pick up the phone. Hey, Vince, you and your son come out here? No problem. This just installs everything without an issue. The guy always smiles. I love that. Rob and his boys came in. All the brick guys. His son, Steve. To see everybody step, including an army of bin trucks that just came in and came out. And one after the other, we all got together and should have put maybe marshmallows over the fireplace at the end, but you know, it's too efficient. So this evening, load this up, read the book, control it properly, sit down, enjoy the fire, have yourselves a drink, and I'll see you on the next one.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Thanks
Mike.
very much.
Keep smiling.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
We'll see you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Slinger.